Welcome back as we continue on, or rather finish, Nuviet's story quest. And to my first recording since getting the new computer. So that's fun. It is also a new version, which means new banners. So let us take a look. You're tiny and moderately adorable. Wonder who you are. Oh, this is yeah, you're a peculiar child. I'm gonna guess that I can't do this, but if I can, do let me know, as always. Looks like the doctor's finally coming back. You leave Nahida alone, you bastard. I swear. I will stick that sword where the sun don't shine. And here we are, Nicole. And Durin again. Oh, her name is Prune. And she's got a little hammer. The little angry face on it. Okay. Knowing nothing else, that's enough. And official. Wow, how long's it been since official was on a banner? Have I ever seen her on a banner? Honestly, I'm not sure. Well, besides the standard banner, of course. All right. Well, I'm going to put the test run of this at the end of the episode after we've finished Nuviet's story quest, so stay tuned. All right, Nuviet. Suspicious documents. Let's see. Was it the smuggling case, the one we were looking at?
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Right.
This is the one. The list of involved suspects should be... found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught.
Okay.
They have been sent to the fortress of Meropide following trial.
Shall we go visit Wriothesley?
Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders, but who did not participate in the case, will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
Should we investigate Essin first? Since everyone else is being watched actively, and the others are in prison. Not sure if there's any other possibilities, really.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Exactly. Should we tell Navia about this?
Monsieur Neverlet, someone
There she
claiming
is.
to be from the Spina de Rasula just checked in with us.
Is she blonde and in a lovely outfit?
He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Wait, this isn't... Are they still alive? Since this canonically takes place before, though they did alter some lines already, so maybe not.
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only just figured out the suspect's name.
I too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
Yeah, I agree. Hello, Navia. Oh, and others? Are those the people being watched? Or...
Whoa. Check out all these people. Hey there. Are you Navia's friends too?
I'm gonna guess no.
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Maréchaussée Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
And they came? They do know that they're suspects, right?
Invite them over.
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Did they not know what they were getting into?
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
Yeah, it was under, well, they didn't feel they could refuse.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
All right, Miss Senna.
Something feels off.
Yeah, they're, well, putting on a brave face, Paimon.
But, oh well. Let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essa here?
Yes, that's me.
I don't know, actually looking at him now and hearing him talk briefly, I kind of almost don't suspect him. He seems way too timid. I don't know. Would someone like this really send threatening letters to a Melusine?
You're Essa?
Yes, Monsieur Nervilette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
I was just gonna ask. Did you? You can't lie with Navia here, for whatever reason.
I did, but I was just following orders.
Whose orders? And why?
Orders from whom?
Domenico, he was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
The one with the cool name. I mean, you could. You always have the choice.
Domenico, where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place.
Well, we happen to be friends with the warden, so...
Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
Well, we appreciate it, Navia. You were actually a big help. Didn't have to track down SM here ourselves.
You've done more than enough. I am extremely grateful for your help.
Yeah.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
Yeah. And if not, well, we're gonna have some words for SM.
All right then, let's head to the fortress right now.
Why would you threaten Kiara? It's just that if you're gonna threaten someone, threaten Nuvienne, not poor little innocent Melusine. Well, I guess she is a member of the Marechaussee Phantom. But still.
Please escort the remaining guests back to the Fleuve Cendre. I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Yes, boss.
Oh. That makes more sense. Tetro and Fostier. I do wonder if this had been would that be our two favorites? Oh, Tetro's the bartender. Maybe not.
That was a close call.
Are we really in the clear, though?
That depends on the outcome of this investigation. We're going to talk to Risley. Getting a lot of cameos in this one. I like it.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meropide, dear esteemed guests.
No need for the formalities, Risley. It's just us.
Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself. Guess we made a name for ourselves at this place.
We're also with Nuviette.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up.
Yeah.
Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase.
I always appreciate you, Risley. You're truly one of the surprising stars of Fontaine. Like, when I first saw you, I didn't actually expect to quite, I didn't think I would dislike you, but I didn't think I'd love you quite so much.
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He
Right.
once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Oh, foolish. How badly did you crush him?
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning
Yeah.
it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Melusines, is he?
Fool trying to go up against Wriothesley. Also a fool threatening a Melusine, but
To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag.
yeah.
Is there something else going on behind the scenes here?
Some worries due to the past.
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past.
Yeah.
I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered.
That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
Did I hear someone say Melusine? What happened?
Hey, Seedrine.
Seedrine!
How you doing? A Melusine named Kiara received a threatening letter.
Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here.
Though she's so precious, she didn't really realize it was a threat at the time.
Really? Is Kiara gonna be okay?
Oh, she'll be fine. If Domenico really is the one who sent it, or wanted it sent, then she should be fine in the clear. But whoever it is, we do need to make sure to crush with extreme prejudice.
There's no need to worry. Clarand is protecting her as we speak.
And that too.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah, head nurse. Do you require me to personally deal with the criminal?
Oh. Oh. Yes.
Wriothesley,
It's like, no, downhill.
Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your only demand, correct?
think of it as more of a humble request.
Hmm.
I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns.
Yeah.
Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
That's a valuable debt right there.
Whoa! If Paimon were the Duke, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
We know you would. Which is why he doesn't owe you any favors.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillette would reject that.
Probably.
But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at
Thank
home.
you.
Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
I mean, she's good friends with Neuvillette, as all Melusines are. And I think she's probably a friend of ours too at this point. Seidrin, don't you have a story quest as well?
Please come with me to the infirmary.
Or is it just a hangout?
Watch your step. There's some pretty dark areas, so make sure you don't trip over anything.
Oh, we've been here before.
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon.
Huh?
Aureole?
Who... Are you in the infirmary?
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink?
Yeah, what do you got?
Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks anyway. Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before that.
She is correct, Paimon. You don't wait till you're thirsty to drink something.
I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about. Typical Seidrin. Concerned about everyone's health as always.
Hey, she's a very good nurse.
Why aren't you two saying anything?
The criminals we passed by earlier.
You noticed them too.
I did.
The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
I didn't actually see them, I just heard them.
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were wearing them. But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
Paimon and I will go. You're not exactly a sight for sore eyes around here.
That's not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for news from you.
Granted, we're well known now, and we were seen with you, so... Trippy.
I place great trust in Wriothesley, so I rarely visit the fortress of Meropide.
Right.
However, exceptional circumstances call for exceptional measures. I hope I didn't cause him too much trouble.
I'm sure it's fine. Wriothesley is one of the smartest cookies. He can handle it. There they are. Mutual Aid Network member. Millero. Oriole, you're the one who talked earlier.
You two look kind of familiar.
The badge you're wearing.
It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president.
And is your first president...
From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace. I've never seen one of those medals for myself, though.
Medal of Peace?
The first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he was, he never used his strength against anyone. He encouraged the weaker criminals to stick together and look out for each other.
Right. So it wasn't Domenico then.
All of us have a lot of respect for him.
Okay. Millero?
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
I'm not a criminal, but...
If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer.
Help each other. Do all you can to further justice. Do not detest just judgment. I mean, sounds like good words to live by. The above are the 3 principles of the Mutual Aid Network. All are welcome to join and membership is free. There are no compulsory group events. The Mutual Aid Network encourages members to do what they are able, including but not limited to cleaning, exercising, tutoring, and studying. It is hoped that all Mutual Aid Network members will, during their time at the Fortress of Meropide, face up to the crimes they have committed, encourage each other, support each other, and welcome the future together. Honestly, this seems like a good version of the what was it? The Bray Society. Like what that society should have been.
But our goal has remained unchanged.
Oh, yeah. Centuries. Definitely not Domenico.
Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
Well, thank you. I don't think these guys are a problem. At least I hope not. Because it'd be a shame if they were... if the seemingly good group was a scam a second time.
Anything you need?
They're also much older. The badge you're wearing.
Oh, this? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
The Mutual Aid Network?
The Beret Society.
Whoops.
Oh, you mean the group that was dissolved a while back?
Yep.
Rest assured, we're completely different.
Also nice to see the game recognizing the similarity. Don't tell Paimon you're another shitty organization. Yeah.
Okay then, what does your network usually do?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago.
400 years, you say? Interesting.
We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family.
You said your founder was strong. Probably not, but I always have to ask, especially when the number 400 comes up. Did your founder have blonde hair like mine?
Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress.
Now, even if they're not serious, you know one of your tenets is to own up to your crimes, right?
But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Makes sense.
You should have gathered enough information.
Taking a seat.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
I mean, a little.
Mm-hmm. The people who award the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
400 years ago also roughly lines up with when you arrived in Fontaine, right?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself.
Oh.
They were awarded to Carol and Vautrin.
Interesting. I wonder if the boss was Vautrin, the original, the founder. I mean, I think that timeline adds up.
Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong to Vautrin.
Oh. So the network was inspired by...
Vautrin.
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office. He's found Dominico.
Thank you, Sigewinne.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this situation.
Yeah. This couldn't be a 400-year revenge scheme, could it? That'd be tragic if it was the case. Not that quite what I'm expecting, but... I mean, I do think Vautrin was probably the founder of that organization, of the Mutual Aid Network, but beyond that, hard to say.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman, Dominico.
Again, doesn't give me mastermind vibes, but...
Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette?
Yes?
What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Why would we want to kill you?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine?
Tell the truth now.
Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
Oh, that idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Why would you want to send that letter to a Melusine?
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
Oh.
Yes.
Why?
Who is pulling your strings?
The good question.
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
You've already done something, dude. You sent a letter of threat to a Melusine. What he's offering you is, call it a bargain.
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. Chief Justice of Fontaine has been personally investigating your case. I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
Yeah.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth.
Better.
But before that, you must ensure my safety.
From what?
I can do that.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return.
Okay.
After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the miHoYo Phantom. He accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial.
Okay, so the person you were paying, or was paying you to smuggle, and you didn't realize you were smuggling? So it was a don't ask questions about what you're carrying kind of situation.
But I refuse to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
They can, in certain situations, but did you not think to ask what was in the shipments and to check? That bit of negligence, I think, removes that excuse for you. That excuse of ignorance.
and then you decided to take revenge on the Melazines? Over that?
Ignorance is not an excuse, by the way. Not fully. Like I said, if he was truly being taken advantage of, I think that would be an excuse. But choosing not to ask questions, not to know, it seems like a willful ignorance, which is a different situation. You're hopeless.
My initial target was Nervilet. Everyone in the forces of Meropide was declared guilty by him after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against him, right? If I could get them to strike back.
Yeah, that's foolish. You don't stand a chance against Nervilet.
But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me? Seriously.
It challenged you. Okay, thank you. I love that.
In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melazines to salvage things. I recall that Kiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection, so I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family. But the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Kiara and force it to resign from the Marechaussee Phantom.
Dick move, dude.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
This is all you.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Who asked you to smuggle it, actually? I mean, that seems like a next logical step. Great, well, the whole revenge bit, though, that seems to have come entirely from him.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later.
So he really wasn't a mastermind, he was just an idiot.
So, Monsieur Nervilet, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melazines to stir up greater chaos?
That was the worry, yes.
Yes, I experienced a similar in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
Glad to see it wasn't the case, though.
And how long ago was this incident?
400 years ago.
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
What do you mean?
The Melazines are beloved.
400 years ago, you and the Melazines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society.
Yeah. Now you're just a natural part of it. I don't think a single Fontainian views the Melazines as an outsider, let alone yourself. They are just a piece of Fontaine.
But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melazines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing.
Nope.
I trust that they would make different choices from before.
Yes. I love how much the Melazines are beloved.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melazines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Monsieur Nervilet, the Melazines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you.
Yep. Also, I mean, nitpick, but technically, they came from Fontaine. They were born in Fontaine, just not, the city of Fontaine.
When people refused to place their trust in Melazines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice.
That's probably somewhat true, but also kind of a shame, since they are so innocent and good beings.
For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. You made the right judgment each time, regardless of whatever nonsense went on.
True. It's amazing that, considering you had no hand in its design, that your judgments, with only a single exception, matched the oratrice d'analyse something mécanique, the cardinal.
People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed the whole nation.
You have.
Paimon gets it now. No wonder no one wanted to join forces with Domenico.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be foolish to go against him in the first place, but yeah, I think most of the people here probably don't really hold a grudge against Nuviet for their judgments. I mean, even if he had gone the other way, the Oratrice would have probably taken precedence anyways. Tragedies like that won't ever happen again. They better not.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. From my perspective, I have simply been fulfilling my duties. It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments.
I really do want to know, was it Farina who hired you as Chief Justice? Because, I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting.
It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower far exceed those of mine. As a matter of fact, I believe that you are the ones who deserve my respect.
It's not one or the other. It can be both.
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
As we have.
I must say that you've made a fair point. Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled, I should get going.
He is a busy man.
Huh? You're leaving?
He is a busy man.
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of tea?
Or a cup of water, if you prefer.
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me.
Some, sure. But I still suspect fewer than one might think at first glance.
The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
Fair.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Memornia staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that matter in your hands.
Ooh.
Well, that makes things a lot easier.
You're not going to...
Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild.
He's gonna take care of it.
Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk.
Right.
I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
Seems reasonable.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted to say?
Yeah.
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network. Is that right?
Man, investigated is a very over-strong word, a way of putting it. We asked a few questions.
Yep. Neverlet thought their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right.
Yeah, they seem like a great group. I still think it's Vautrin who founded them.
I've looked into their founder, Vautrin,
Yep.
who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression.
Yeah. Because he was just fundamentally a good man. Which is also what led him to make the decision that wound him up in here.
In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
Yeah.
What?
Doesn't he hate Niviette? No. I don't think he ever hated him. If that wasn't an act, it was just a moment of passion and gone, the second worst day of his life. Or maybe third. First being, his sister's death. Second being Carol's death. And then the third being that.
During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment, and I believe he had every right to feel that way.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
Maybe not fully an act, but I'm sure the feeling of betrayal was real, but it seemed to have gone into that knowing what would happen to him. So it was always a little surprising the way he had an outburst.
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment.
Yeah.
Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice.
Yeah. Smart man.
And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one.
He was a good friend to the end.
That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say? Now's your chance.
Does this lay some complicated feelings to rest? Or does it just dig them up and further complicate them?
I don't have anything to say. Apart from expressing my gratitude, that is.
Yeah.
Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
You can always count on Wriothesley to come in with the just pure excellence. In this case, in his choosing the exact right words.
Please, take care.
You too, Wriothesley. Where are we going, Neuvillette?
Trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin.
I mean, understandable.
The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Wriothesley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me.
Yeah.
I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things.
Yeah?
I would like to hear your thoughts, too.
Sure.
What do you think of me?
In what regard?
Paimon agrees with everything Wriothesley said.
I think you are a very fair man. You do have a tendency to lack the capability for nuance. You are the epitome of lawful good for all of its pros and cons.
As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
Yeah, I'm gathering my thoughts clearly, Paimon.
What I really think is...
Ooh, it's even voiced.
Every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
Yeah. As the Hydro Dragon Sovereign, Neuvillette still thinks of himself as an outsider due to his identity. So much time has passed since then. Perhaps the lines between him and humans have long since blurred.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself.
Well, you have many more centuries to come to that understanding.
But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person. These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself.
I mean, that happens to everybody and everything.
I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
No problem. It's been a pleasure helping you, and I'm happy the Melusines weren't ever in any real danger. Ooh. Are you?
It's raining.
Are you sad?
Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella. Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder.
Oh. Feeling melancholic. Oh, that's cool. Oh, transported into the past.
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Feeling guilty for your influence over the weather?
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Oh.
They're planning to reanimate the monster.
Is that Seymour?
We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Mirapede.
Risley.
It's a good place for me.
It is, honestly. Is Siegeween? Walking through his memories. Ah, her father.
He owes me so many answers.
One of your few mistakes, probably.
You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Yeah, fuck you.
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
Yeah.
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Is that
Good morning,
Farena's true self?
The rainy season's almost over. The skies are supposed to clear in a few days.
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Zephotran and Carol. How to walk through memory lane. Oh, there's Navi and Charlotte over there. And Clorand.
Is the matter resolved?
Yes.
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusines should be safe now.
Honestly, they were probably never in any real danger, but always better safe than sorry.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
Everyone is more than happy.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
Exactly.
By the way, where's Kiara?
Yeah, we should see her one last time before wrapping this up.
At the Palais Mermonia. More than 50 people offered to protect her.
Aw.
Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger.
Oh my god, I love it.
I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy.
I'm sure she loved it
So I
too.
asked her to stay inside the Palais. It's very safe in there.
It's like, oh wow, everyone loves me.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Nouvelette, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
Oh, Charlotte. Always angling. I respect it.
That's not how you
Thanks, Paimon.
I will consider it.
Oh, wow. It's probably more than she's ever gotten before. And more than she hoped for.
Really?
I know, right?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should be available next month.
Wow.
Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Nice. Way to go, Charlotte. She's short-circuiting.
Yes! Thank you so much, Monsieur!
Yeah, she was just asking for posterity's sake to, she had to try. She never expected him to actually say yes.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation results.
Yeah. Gotta let people know they can stand down.
I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Ah. Hey, you three.
Oh, an exclusive interview! Am I dreaming? What should I ask him?
We have a month to decide that.
Don't let anything hold you back. Make the most of this opportunity and ask away.
Yes.
I agree. He'll decline any question he can't answer anyway, so you might as well give all of them a shot.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna hold any questions against you. He's not that kind of guy, so. Ah, there's Kiara. Is she sleeping? You're sleeping standing up, silly. There's a couch right here for you. I love the Melusines.
Kiara?
Oh, there you are.
Monsieur Neuvillette? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
Why are you apologizing? It's okay.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
Thank you, Monsieur.
You're welcome, Kiara.
And thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
Aw.
Everyone's been so nice to me, so I've always felt really safe.
You are.
Do you remember Domenico? He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember. My memory isn't that good, so I easily forget things.
That's okay.
By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now.
Oh.
Where's she gone, by the way?
Oh.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
Do the Melusines have a concept of death?
In my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, Kiara,
Aw.
our dreams have finally come true.
That's so sweet.
I can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
Honestly, I feel like their short memory or their... No, short memory is about right. Or at least relative to their lifespans is probably a blessing in disguise at this point.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you happy too?
Very.
Oh, I almost forgot. Am I allowed to go out now?
Of course.
I promised to model for Alof.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Off you go.
I'm sure you'll be fantastic.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler, and Big Sis Paimon.
Yes, see you around.
See you next time.
Off she goes. And it ends. Oh, he's standing over there.
I once thought that time was of no consequence to me. Distance yourself from others and stay focused on your work. A few years or a few hundred, it's all the same. But after all this, I've realized that perhaps this way of thinking is fundamentally flawed.
Oh, I would agree.
The passing of time has its own consequences. The answer that I've been searching for amongst all those lives, perhaps it's life itself.
It's a good answer. All right. Next up is, I guess, either the voice lines, or at least some of them. There's probably a lot of them. Or the trial. Probably do the trial first. Ooh, time change. Also, I have Farina officially at level 10 as well, of friendship. So we can do both of them. All right, let's try out Little Prune here. New animo. Childlike dreams cherished. Let's see. Prune is an animo support character who provides damage bonuses to her teammates. Okay.
Did you know you can't breathe while swallowing? Don't believe me. You'll just have to try it then.
That seems like a hard thing to just try. I don't know what it is about Little being with heavy, giant equipment. In this case, hammer. It's just a fun sort of contradiction. She swings it fast. That thing looks heavy too. Fun moveset though. Yeah, very unique. I like it. Let's see, a diminutive witch hunter who has journeyed all the way from Nod Cry with the singular purpose of rooting out a witch who, to hear her tell it, has committed every sin imaginable, including bullying little kids. She's not after one of the Hexenzirkel, is she? I mean, they're the only actual witches, or the only source of actual witches that I'm aware of. But there's others who could. You flip fast, sort of. Are you this witch's apprentice? Former apprentice. The only reason Mona doesn't go that route is because of fear. Bada boom, Hexbuster Hammer. That's fun. Ring-a-ding-ding, Hex Hunter Chime. The bell tolls. The hunt is on. Verdict and punishment, tolling synchronicity, witch's eve right, witch seeker's vow, and tinker tink clank and bang. All right, she's fun. She's a lot of fun. All right, unleash the wind's might to defeat the evil witch and save Descartes. Prune strikes the witch lure bell with her Bane Hunter Oath Hammer, dealing animo. If it triggers a swirl on an opponent, ring-a-ding-ding Hex Hunter Chime will be changed to Clang Clang. Which tribution comes for the next 6 seconds. Clang Clang, the witch tribution comes. Prune's hammer is now enshrouded by the element involved in the swirl, okay, causing Bane Hunter Oath Hammer to undergo elemental conversion. When activated with a press, Prune will leap up and kick the Bane Hunter Oath Hammer forward, dealing elemental damage of the corresponding type to opponents in front of her. Seems fun. Do you know a wicked witch who wears a hollowed out hat and bullies little kids for fun? She's my ultimate target. The witch hunter's mortal enemy. I know she's probably a serious witch hunter, but damn it, she's adorable, and this feels like, I don't know, child sort of cosplaying. Decent damage, actually. Long cooldown, though. Maybe it generates a lot of energy. A lot of particles. The bell tolls. Prune gently swings the witch lure bell, dealing animo damage to nearby opponents. After this, the bell will enter the Hunter Seeker mode. Ooh, in the Hunter Seeker mode, the bell will follow the current active character, attacking surrounding opponents at intervals. Off-field animo. Do we have one yet? Is she the first? Well, okay. Faruzan kind of has one, but hers is more support than, sub DPS. Which maybe hers is as well, I don't know, but just because she's 4-star doesn't mean she can't be good. Official is 4-star. Descartes might be an imaginary friend, but that doesn't mean he's fake. He's my imaginary friend, and that's exactly how he exists in truth. You know what? I can't argue with that too much, but also, I like Descartes being an imaginary friend and you talking about how do you know he exists. It's very, very fitting. Let's see. Okay. I mean, decent enough duration. Not super long, but energy cost is a little high. The difference between cooldown and duration isn't great, but if this attacks at frequent intervals, it's not bad. Especially if she gets a benefit from swirling enemies. Or if you just need someone who's able to, frequently apply swirl. Consistently. Like if she was wearing the Viridescent Venerer set. Verdict and Punishment. During the Elemental Burst, after the Witchlore Bell in Hunter Seeker mode deals damage to an opponent, here it comes. If this damage triggers Swirl on an opponent, it'll also summon a Bane Hunter Oathhammer that deals 150% of Prune's attack as damage to them. Nice. Damage type matching the elemental conversion from the swirl, right? Considered burst damage, so something like Noblesse would improve it. Tolling Synchronicity. After Prune hits an opponent with the Bane Hunter Oathhammer, either through skill or burst, other nearby party members will gain the Tolling Rally effect for 5 seconds. When normal charged or plunging attacks or elemental skills and bursts deal damage to opponents, that attack damage will be increased based on the portion of Prune's attack in excess of 2,000 when they become affected by the Tolling Rally effect. And every excess attack point increases that instance damage by 0.025% up to 50% max. That's a... If you hit that max, that's a good amount of damage. Excellent amount of damage. Witch's Eve Rite, Witch Seeker's Vow. After completing Witch's homework of what is contested. Oh, she's also enhanced. Okay. From the Hex Array. Prune becomes a Hex Array character. After a Hex Array character in the party affected by Tolling Rally effects triggers an elemental reaction on an opponent, her attack is increased by 60% for 5 seconds. Nice, and that applies to Tolling Synchronicity, I imagine. If the elemental reaction triggered by is a swirl reaction, the triggering character's attack will additionally be increased by 30% for 5 seconds. I mean, it's not long, but it's still nice. And she has a 10% chance to get one... Wait. Oh. 10% chance to get one regional character talent material. Base material excluded when crafting. Rarity is the same as the resulting material. That's a new one, I think. So she's only at 14% right now. Yeah. How much would you need to hit 50? Honestly, not unreasonable. Only 4,000 total attack. That's very doable. I gave her a different support So not Viridescent Venerer. That's actually almost surprising, but maybe this is better. Yeah, for Hexray characters. Oh, it's a little castle. Or wait, no, that's the face of the hammer, too. With vow to rescue, the journey begins. Useful for cleaning messy baggage, elemental powers are. Alright, Yoda. The caravan exits the mountain pass, the scenery once more. Looking back, following the wind, once shadows still halved. 100 defeats? No problem. Tomorrow, we go again. That's the story. Share it with your friends. Nice. So yeah, after the Bane Hunter Oathhammer has undergone the conversion, hits an opponent, she gains 2 energy. All right. More energy is always nice. Nothing to write home about, but... During the burst, when the Witch Lure Bell is in Hunter-Seeker mode, she gains the Hunt of the Witch effect. Her attack increases by 10%. And the Bell and the Bane Hunter Oathhammer have undergone conversion, hit the opponent. It further increases her attack by 5%. Her attack can be increased by up to 40% in this way. Nice. The original instance of the above effect will be removed if the bell tolls is used again during this time. Sure. Still, nice. Better than the first one. After the Oath Hammer has undergone conversion, hitting an opponent, it'll ricochet and land on a nearby opponent. Oh, even better. Dealing 80% attack to the damage of the corresponding type. Finally, the duration of Witch Lure Bell's Hunter-Seeker mode from the burst is extended by 4. That's what that one is necessary. 4 seconds. Additionally, after party members affected by tolling rally trigger any elemental reaction, it will cause Prune and the other current active characters affected to gain 350 attack for 5 seconds. Flat amount, but a decent flat amount. Yeah, she seems decent. I don't know if she's best in Sloth for anyone, but I mean, off-field swirler who gives some hopefully decent damage, and yeah, her mastery wasn't built up at all. Where are all her stats going? Clearly not attack. Actually, maybe attack. All right, let's try her.
Decay! New life! Devouring claw! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Oh, she doesn't get the, Nice. Oh, bye-bye. Nice. Yeah, that goes often enough that that's actually good Animo off-field. Legitimately. Are you a catalyst user? Hold on. Okay, it is a catalyst. That makes more sense. It's like, because that was all, good old Varka. I love that he dual wields great swords. Legitimately, she seems good, as far as I can tell. Honestly, I have to go through that set to say for sure, but I am a little surprised she doesn't have the Viridescent Venerer set, especially with how excellent she's able to continuously swirl enemies. All right, then. Let's try Nicole, who, got the elf ears. Looks very, I don't know, angelic. Clamor within. She is another off-field pyro. Oh. An off-field pyro support. Who provides attack bonus, shields, and coordinated attacks. Oh. I haven't had a new shielder in a little while. Well, Natlin. We had our little cryo shielder. Old Granny. But yeah, I think she was the last one. Last pyro shielder we had. All of our pyro shielders have been 4 stars, I think. Yeah, nice shield. I like her design. Smart lady. Going through a whole bunch of stuff in her head. Pondering, pondering, pondering. Oh my, that's adorable. Yeah. Is that on your forehead? A star? Oh, catalyst as well, but nice. Kind of reminds me of our little, reminds me of our lawyer. The Silent Mage, the Voiceless Angel. Huh. Wait, Nicole. You're not one of the Zirkle, are you? Was there an N? Allegoria, Revelation Uncreated Light, Revelation Ladder of Divine Ascent, Methexis, Philokalia, which is Eve, the Light in the Darkness. Ah, okay, she's also a Hexarray. Yeah. Are you our first 5-star Hexarray? Wait, maybe not. Nepsis. Alright, she does Pyro Catalyst, of course. Recreates a fleeting glimpse of an age-long past when the angels acted on the authority of the heavens, bestowing the grace of kenosis effect on nearby party members. Nice. Maybe. This increases their attack and deals AoE pyro damage, as well as creates a shield of blazing light. Good, her shielding is on her skill. Shield of blazing light's damage absorption is based on Nicole's attack. Ooh, attack scaler. Will absorb pyro damage at 250% effectiveness, of course. After certain conditions are met, the Grace of Kenosis effect will be upgraded to the Guidance of Theosis, further increasing attack. Oh, cool. Probably the Hexarray. Light is not a product of creation, and yet it has been favored and shaped into the miracle of human reason. Only the uncreated may caress the visage of eternity. That is why the unwritten word has value beyond anything put to paper. That's a bold statement. What do you think? A fine excuse not to pick up the pen myself. Is that why? What did you say? Doesn't it sound like just like one of those bits of ancient wisdom that sounds so profound, but no one really understands? It does. It also, like I said, it's a bold statement, but it doesn't entirely make sense. It doesn't entirely follow. Okay, decent enough skill damage, especially since you're not a DPS. Especially since you're attack scaling too. 53.9% attack plus 2600. Let's see, say 2500 attack. It's actually pretty nice. She probably actually has more attack than that. Yeah. Around 11,500-ish. Plus 2,600. So let's call it even 12, 14. Damage absorption, 14,000. That's on the decent-ish side. Not the best. But she's also a support. Like, I think, obviously, Zhongli crushes that in terms of shielding. Extra 13% attack isn't terrible. It does have a good duration, I'll give him that. The fact that it's longer than the cooldown is also nice. Max attack bonus, only 540. Also lasts the full 20 seconds, though. I say only 540, but that's pretty good, and at 13.5%, to reach 540 isn't trivial. Ladder of Divine Ascent. As Nicole weaves the path of anchored fate with golden threads of light, she deals AoE pyro damage and switches to silent contemplation mode. In this mode, when nearby active party members hit an opponent, arcane projection is formed or summoned to perform a coordinated attack. Oh, she's also off-field pyro. Coordinated attack against the opponent, dealing AoE elemental damage. Dealing AoE elemental damage of the corresponding type. This damage scales based on the corresponding character's attack. Oh. It will be considered as having been dealt by them. Okay. This effect can occur once every 3 seconds. That seems like it would go well with Lenny, maybe. Like, maybe you're better than Dia for Lenny. Very similar coordinated attack, only you shield instead of reducing, tanking damage. It's when they hit an opponent. It doesn't have to be any specific kind of attack. It can only occur once every 3 seconds, which isn't a lot, but once again, for someone like Lenny, not bad. It can be triggered up to 4 times each time Nicole switches to silent contemplation mode. Okay. It's worth noting that Hexarray characters' arcane projections appear to differ somehow in appearance from the others. Of course. You want to know the principles that underpin the divine plan? Yes. That's an easy one. Ever heard of the saying that gods became humans so that humans could become gods? The gods walked as humans so that humans could walk as gods? I think I've heard that saying. Though the civilization... I don't remember where. Though the civilization that gave us this saying, I fear even uttering their name could invite disaster. Is it Conria? Is now gone. I don't see any harm in passing on their words to you. Well, even if there is harm in it, harm's already done. I mean... In any case, what you should understand is that they who dwell above... On second thought, I really shouldn't say. I'm afraid I can't answer your question right now. How about we talk about something else? You can't be just teasing truth bombs like this. Athexis. Oh wait, I didn't see. 500 damage, 500%. It's decent. 160% of corresponding character's attack, which could be good. It's not a lot. It only triggers 4 times, but still. Cost isn't too bad. Cooldown is lower than the duration. All good. Athexis for 20 seconds after unleashing the elemental skill. Nicole will continuously observe the other current active party members. After the observed character has remained on the field for 3 seconds, the Grace of Kenosis is upgraded to Guidance of Theosis. Oh, okay, that's how it does it. Increasing their attack by an additional 300. Nice. If the observed character is a Hexarray, it will be transformed right away. When characters other than Nicole who have Guidance of Theosis leave the field, their effect reverts to Grace of Kenosis. Fair enough. Philokalia. When elemental damage from nearby active party members hits an opponent, Nicole's own Grace of Kenosis effect is upgraded to Guidance of Theosis for 8 seconds. Let's see. For the Hexarray, increases the damage dealt by Hexarray characters' arcane projections with 300% of her attack. That is much better. Nepsis. You're in Teyvat and not in combat. Why are you specifying Teyvat? Isn't Teyvat the whole world? When you're in Teyvat, not in combat, Nicole's charged attack becomes Emissarial Guidance. If you have already obtained the current region's treasure compass, Emissarial Guidance calls upon nearby Sealy to show the way. Nice. Triggering an effect similar to the region's treasure compass. This effect has a cooldown of 5 seconds and does not work in trounced domains, in the Spiral Abyss. Alright, let's try you out.
Heaven's will made mine.
Nice. Okay. Not a lot of damage from her. Very infrequently, but...
Yeah. You can. Swirl, Mark 2.
Watch out!
Such defiance. I live within you.
Okay! New life! Devouring claw!
Very good.
Be gone.
Let's put their shield to the test.
Heaven's will made mine. Think not. I live within you. Enhanced animal mod.
Oh, those are new.
Our little secret. Such defiance. Animal Tech 6308. Heaven's will made mine.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's hard to say for sure. Like, Pyro Shielder, that's nice. Coordinated attacks are nice, but she really... I just, like, unless you need them to be Pyro for some reason, there's better shielders out there. And probably even with better supporting abilities. I don't know. All right. Let us do this. Oh, that's fun. Ancient Dragons Authority. Hydro. Yeah, because they usually say vision or gnosis. And actually, that's also fun. That she's actually a vision as well instead of a gnosis. Accurate. I wonder... I think both of these were originally question marks. I think I found that somewhat suspicious that they both were. Though I think I was under the impression at the time that he was probably the real Archon. And that's why they had to hide both. But no, it's still quite the twist. Just not quite the twist I was thinking. Close and, well... It was half right, though. She was a fake Archon, but she was also not. But regardless, yes, she is. They are both friendship level 10, but we are going to prioritize Nuviet for the moment. Should I do voiceover or story? I should probably get the Ascensions stuff first. Here they are. Feelings about Ascension.
I'm a little more familiar with you now. I can match your movements.
Of course.
Apparently, I'll have to show a little more of my true capabilities. I did not realize that you had such a penchant for getting into dangerous situations.
We do. We fight gods and are, well, antagonists towards the Fatui and their harbingers, as well as, you know, the Abyss forces, even though our brother's technically their leader.
So this is what you're truly capable of? And I shall have to get serious if I wish to catch up with you.
No, you are quite capable.
Now that I have reclaimed one of the 7 authorities from the hands of the usurpers, I have regained my true form. I am now a fully fledged dragon, powerful enough to judge the rest of the gods.
Okay.
My final destiny is to judge the usurper king in the heavens above.
Wow.
But until that time comes, I will lend my power to you.
Yeah, I can definitely see why this one was considered a spoiler. Reclaimed one of the 7 authorities from the hands of the usurpers. Yeah, accurate. The heavens did usurp the dragon's authorities. Regained your true... Well, did you, though? Did you? Because I feel like your true form would be, you know, a dragon. But, powerful enough to judge the rest of the gods. That is something. I mean, yeah, that does put you probably on the level of a god, one of the gods, though probably not at the level of the usurper king, just presumably the heavenly principles, since presumably it was the heavenly principles that stole the power from the dragons in the first place, which makes me think that it's much stronger than the sovereign dragons were. Or the current gods, for that matter. Which, judging how everyone is terrified of them, kind of holds, I think. You have hobbies?
Water tasting is a rather sophisticated discipline. Pyro-heated water has the standard au naturel flavor found ubiquitously in the natural world, while water boiled using charcoal has distinctly rustic notes.
Really?
Similarly, while cryo-chilled water is cold but otherwise unremarkable, the frozen rivers of Snezhnaya, when melted, produce a water with an entirely different flavor profile altogether.
You are truly a water connoisseur. I would love to try to blind taste test all of these. Still, the cryo-chilled is unremarkable. I think you don't quite appreciate cold drinks well enough, Nuviet. What's troubling you?
People seem to respond to the sight of a man in the rain without an umbrella as if it was some sort of strange spectacle.
I mean, depends on how heavy a rain and what else he's wearing. What's your favorite food?
Animals can survive for weeks without food, but merely a few days without water. There is no dish that could ever compare to pure, unadulterated water.
I don't think you can subsist on water, though.
Food items
Only
that
water,
contain
that is.
plenty of liquid are the next best thing.
Well, that's actually pretty true. I guess... he didn't actually say anything wrong, but yeah, pure water isn't quite enough, Nuviet, I'm sorry to say.
How can people bring themselves to consume deep-fried foods? Or grilled food with no sauce? The worst culprits, in my view, are those charcoal-baked argilenac cakes. Surely even eating a dehumidifying agent would be kinder on the stomach.
Damn. Not a fan of argilenac nuts? Or just when they're made into a cake? Oh. No deep-fried foods. I'm sorry, I think... It's a good thing you've never said this to Paimon. I think she'd have a fit. I mean, no. There's plenty of grilled foods that are without a sauce. Not that sauces are bad.
I usually do my best to avoid forming personal relationships or even collaborating with others outside of established procedures.
Right, you mentioned that.
You've shown yourself to be trustworthy.
Thank you.
And you have no problematic entanglements with Fontaine's local factions. Therefore, I would be pleased to journey with you.
I appreciate that. He definitely is a little more, I don't know, snark maybe? In his voice lines here. I kind of like it. It's a bit more reserved and formal in the normal game dealings.
This is something that I can only say in private. I could never publicly share my views on this matter.
Right.
It positively baffles me that Fanta has managed to become such a popular drink. Though I suppose its appeal to humans is not beyond comprehension. One can both rehydrate and replenish blood sugar in one gulp.
You could.
At an exceptionally cheap price.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be terrible to you, or maybe not surprising considering your views on it, but sometimes those shitty drinks are cheaper than even water. Unless you take it from the tap.
I went to see an opera recently. It was about a lady whose personal charm and manipulative schemes allowed her to continue to dominate the affairs of the grand mansion where she lived even after her death, like a ghost that refused to be exorcised. The acting was impeccable, and the story exceptional. It also reminded me of the current state of affairs in the world.
Damn. I should also say...
This is something that I can only say in...
Specifically, sparkling water. Just mass bulk water, of course, is super cheap, but...
I went to see an opera recently. For a number of reasons, I rarely leave Fontaine. As a result, though I enjoy tasting spring water from all over the world, I always have it delivered to me here, rather than collecting it myself. And yes, subtle as the flavor differences between samples of different regions may be, I am perfectly capable of distinguishing between them.
Oh, I believe you.
Do you still doubt me?
No.
I am the Udex. I do not lie.
I know, no, I believe you. Honestly, it's actually not even crazy because water from different areas does actually taste very different based off of, different minerals in the water, how hard the water is, other factors, I'm sure. I mean, I believe you. I was going to say, though, you should really try the, what did they call it? The water that the one Aranara really liked, made a soup out of it. Or I guess it was the soup. I think you would get along very well with that Aranara.
I have to say, my daily life is not without its inconveniences. For instance, I often find myself stepping on my robes as I sit down,
Rip.
squashing my coiffure against the chair.
Oh,
And if I lean my head too far back, Sometimes my hair even gets caught in the ornamentation.
Rip.
Nevertheless, I must wear these garments to maintain the dignity of a Chief Justice and endure whatever inconveniences this entails. Incidentally, the world at large appears to operate on this general principle too. Everyone is faced with an identity that they must accept, endure, understand, and eventually learn to coexist with.
Right.
This has been my experience all along.
Oh. Opinions on some people. He's got a lot of fun stuff here. I should probably do the stories, though. What are these ones? Oh. Yeah, those ones are probably not all that interesting. Ones I've actually probably heard many times. Yeah, let's do these. Oh, he doesn't actually say anything for them. But character details. Nouvier is a solitary person. Fontanians who have tried to get close to him have, without exception, been politely rejected. Yeah, he didn't I think partially. If they try again, he'll probably have a different reaction. To this day, no one even knows his first name. Is that not what we've been calling him? Is that your... Wait, do you have a family name? I mean, I feel like you wouldn't. I don't know. To this day, no one even knows his first name, since he has always asked that he be referred to by his last name. All right. And now you have me curious. He believes that close personal ties will lead to suspicions about the justness of one's judgments, while he must remain a symbol of absolute justice. I mean, honestly, he's not entirely wrong. If there was ever someone he was close to on trial, the right thing to do would be to recuse himself. But, well, he is the only justice, not just the Chief Justice, as far as I'm aware. Granted, he did actually prove he's capable of, maintaining absolute justice, even when judging someone extremely close to him. Of course, there will always be people who just won't give up. They will say, "Come now, Monsieur Nouviet. Not everyone will stand trial, nor will you always have to remain in the judge's seat." But is that really the case? If there is an answer in his heart, Nouviet will not reveal it. Given enough time, every river will overflow and flood. Every last Fontanian is guilty. That's true, actually, at least in the eyes of the gods, or the heavenly principles. With judgment and doom certain to one day fall upon them. This is neither metaphor nor rhetoric. Yet Nouviet can share this fact with no one. Truly, he is a lonesome person. Somehow, though, not the most lonesome person. That honor or tragedy belongs to another. Character Story 1. Nouviet is not known for his personal desires. Curious members of the public and journalists who are wont to seek high and low for him all across Fontaine when he is not sitting in the Chief Justice's seat of judgment. He may sit at a seat for specially invited guests during performances, appear by the shore when the skies are just on the cusp of weeping, or be standing within the shadows cast by the afternoon sun. There was once a time when all believed that he was some kind of demon who existed solely to preside over trials and judge, forcing him to clarify that they weren't as far off the truth as one might think. Not a demon, though. A dragon. Forced or, voluntarily, existing mostly solely to preside over trials and judge. Well, the gist of it was, to bear witness and judge is my great honor, but I am not a trial aficionado. Udex is simply one of the hats I wear. What other hats do you wear? And my time as a judge is but one phase of my life. Fair. You have quite the long life. I don't even know how old you were when you first came here. Though I think you were actually kind of young. Because it was implied earlier, at the very least, that the previous Hydro Sovereign Dragon died and then you were born. This successful clarification led him out of the frying pan and into the fire, as they say, with still more troublesome rumors emerging. Shocking news! Nuviet claims Udex to be springboard post. Oh no. And this is why he doesn't give interviews. Unspeakable plans next. Where will his ambition end? Oh God. As for the new rumors, Nuviet paid them no heed. Perhaps they were, in fact, right on the Mora, and he simply did not correct them out of principle. No one knows. Nuviet is also not much of a drinker, nor does he like Fanta. It's an understatement. Indeed, he has never even been known to have given any sincere praise to the local chef's most renowned dishes. Yeah, no, he doesn't really care for food either. He would, if he could, subsist entirely on water. He's not even like a plant, because he doesn't even care for the sunshine, I don't think. Or, well, I guess that's not true. It's just that he makes the, sky weep when he weeps. This has led people to suspect that his lack of consumptive desire might come down to him simply not having a sense of taste. I kind of doubt that, but I don't know. Well, no, he does taste, because he tastes water. His response was to organize a water-tasting salon party, which all were gobsmacked by the wide variety of flavors water from different regions could possess, and floored by the Udex's most refined tastes. Of course, the amount of authenticity present in such interactions cannot be known. But whatever the case, Nuviet really is devoid of selfish want. I mean, yeah, he seems to be. Story 2. Nuviet is a just person. At first I thought that said is just a person. It's like, he really isn't. If not for that quality, he probably would not have been qualified to serve as the Udex in the first place. To the children, the job of the man in the judge's seat is nothing more than wearing a wig. He doesn't wear a wig. Maintaining the order in the court, and being the oratrice's messenger pigeon. In truth, however, there are many administrative efforts that he must handle in private to keep the justice system up and running. Right. Do the children think he's wearing a wig? Maybe there are other justices after all. Due to certain historical and traditional legacies in Fontaine, the Udex also has the right to prosecute. I don't think we've ever seen him go that route. As well as the power to enforce the law in person. This was originally intended to make it easier to maintain law and order during chaotic times. But as the system became further refined, this rule, which represented the spirit of the pioneer far more than that of the law, became maintained only symbolically. Right, because we haven't really seen him utilize any of that. When the Udex investigates a case or serves as the prosecutor, they must recuse themselves as judge. Right, now that makes sense. And have someone else take the seat. and the few instances where he has personally investigated cases, Nuviet has unerringly followed this rule. One thing to... I wonder who he places as the judge, who he trusts enough to do that. One thing to note is that he has been the only Iudex in the land for a very long time. So much so that people often speculate that he must have been given an unimaginably long life due to divine favor. Kinda, but also no, not the way they think. As such, it is well that he is nothing if not fair-minded, or such an extensive term would surely lead to problems someday. As to what he is precisely, a familiar of the Hydro Archon, or a mysterious hydro-elemental creature, perhaps. Closer? There are a great many options, though Nuviet has never once commented on such talk. Indeed, he is a person most impartial. Also apparently a very private individual, but understandable considering, you know, sovereign dragons aren't exactly well, I guess we don't actually have a lot of opinions about them, but I was thinking they aren't very well regarded, but I don't think most people even really think or possibly even know about them. Story 3. Due to a variety of reasons, Fontaine's legal codices retain all manner of odd articles from days past. Nuviet himself contributed this clause. A Melusine shall be addressed as she, rather than it, for they are people too. I like that. Well done. Yeah, no. It's rude to call them it. I would also accept they, but they do all seem, well, I guess we don't really know. This might look strange on its face, but the more one considers it, the more it makes sense. After all, Melusines have been found all over Fontaine since near modern times, and fighting for equal rights for them beginning with terms of address sent a powerful signal. Yeah, unfortunately it took some, bloodshed. Indeed, Fontainians have noticed that Nuviet displays different amounts of warmth toward Melusines and humans. Most regard this as the understated goodness in his heart, having found an outlet, becoming the love of a father. Aw, yeah. Oddly enough, this one only gets stranger the more one knows about Nuviet. For he's the Hydro Dragon, and in this capacity, he regards Melusines as dependents and successors. His successors? And also as the finest example of a new sort of Hydro Vishap species. But I could be misremembering. But the creature they were born of wasn't a Vishap. Or a dragon, I don't think. I remember they were basically one of the gods. Not, you know, a Gnosis-holding god, but still. Yet, he is also the destroyer of the present order, the one who shall judge all gods, and the foe of humanity. I'm looking forward to that, Nuviet. So why, then, did he secure human rights for the Melusines? Because they deserve it? And they're precious? You alone could ask him this question, and this was his reply. It wasn't up to me. Melusines simply prefer being around humans. That's all. Yeah, they're so endearing. I love them. Though there are a few that remain on the Aranese island. Or continent. Landmass. Story 4. Nuviet has always favored rainy days over sunny ones. Oh, well, there we go. So yeah, you don't actually care for the sun either, so you're not even a plant. You subsist solely on water, as the moisture-laden air helps him relax. However, it it has been a long time since he last delighted in standing in the rain, or under the rain. It seems that from time to, or it's, it seems that from the time he chose to walk alongside Fontaine, he began to play the role of a strictly law-abiding normal person. Of course, normal people would not walk through the rain without an umbrella, allowing the rain to drench their hair. It is worth mentioning that the role of Chief Justice is as much his true self as the Hydro Dragon is his essence. Only the role of normal human is one he must play. Honestly, I'm kind of curious what he'd be like if he dropped that act, that mask. If he was just himself. It was in their solitude and guilt that humans invented a god to judge them. And in their greed and guilt that they created a god to save them. And with that god no longer present, it falls to Nuviet to fulfill such expectations. He has pardoned humanity and has regained his original form. Now, he can finally walk in the rain and enjoy it. Indeed, he did do exactly this, and standing in the rain, he gazed into the distance, reminiscing about that day so long ago when he had received that letter. Yes, a letter had found its way to him by some unknown means. Oh, is this how he came to Fontaine? Is this from the previous Archon? Or, well, Farina, but the real Farina? The name of the recipient had been left blank, with the text only addressing him bluntly as you. A special you. A unique you. Nuviet was not opposed to such a manner, but neither did he approve of it. He felt vaguely that the powers that be of the present world had no real right to judge him so. What, to judge him as you? He knew that this letter had been written by the Archon Focalor, who was inviting him to come and see Fontaine, claiming, "I shall leave you a seat with the best view in the greatest theater." Later, he would indeed come to receive that very seat. Actually, I wonder if it... I really want to know. Because he would be under the impression, regardless, that it was Farina who sent him this invitation. Our Farina. But actually, that's a good way we can use Focalor to describe the real Archon and Farina to describe our Farina. Yeah, so I wonder if it was actually Focalor or if it was Farina who sent him that invitation, though. In the middle, later, he would indeed come to receive that very seat, in the middle of the front row of the Opera Epiclese on the island known as Erinys. Wait, could have sworn Erinys was the one that had the Melusine homeland. In fact, wasn't that the name of the actual creature? He would watch all manner of performances there, and the view was indeed excellent, just as Focalor had claimed. What happened later was not made public knowledge. In all likelihood, the people had no way of understanding that what it meant that the throne was shattered. To be fair, it's a very confusing thing to have the divine throne shattered, but not the Gnosis. In all likelihood, the people had no way of understanding what it meant that the throne was shattered, or how the power of water was fully restored to its original owner. As to their being pardoned, and why they had to be forgiven in the first place, that was an even broader and more complex tale. Yeah, they're probably under the impression that he became the Archon or something. And thus did the curtain fall, Fontaine witnessed a happy ending to the greatest drama in history. Or was it? A happy ending, that is. It was then that Nuviet understood that the seat mentioned in the letter was not merely a chair in an opera house. Focalor, or Farina, he should say, had given up her seat in the audience, come on stage alone, and become the heroine of the drama. Oh, yeah, still gives me shivers. There were only ever a fixed number of seats, and for one to sit down was for another to depart. That letter had been an invitation, issued several centuries in advance. Well, Hydro Dragon, how do you feel about becoming a member of the human audience? Are you enjoying this human drama? Yeah, I think it was Focalor who actually sent it. Story 5. One as great as he should have no need for a constellation to shine over him. After all, fate is merely the manner in which the present ruler of this world plays with living beings. How literal are we being? Are we suggesting that the heavenly principles control fate? Because if so, that's some bullshit OP levels of power. Now that he has obtained 1 part of 7 of the authority over the mortal realm, and reforged the throne and title of a fully fledged dragon. Wait, did you reforge the throne? I mean, the throne was shattered and then the power was transferred to you. Does that count as reforging the throne? I mean, it wasn't a literal throne, so... I don't think it was a literal throne. He is one strong enough to equal and rival the human realm, and logic would dictate that he need not subscribe to the system known as fate. I guess maybe the heavenly principles only control the fate of, well, humans. Those with the capability to gain visions. But not the gods or god-level beings themselves. Instead, the heavenly principles are capable of just utterly crushing godlike beings. He can see, in the skies of destiny, how many stars contend with one another, creating a complicated, fragile world. He did not initially care about such, or care much about such, for the puppet strings glossed as divine rules would one day be burned away by the fires of judgment. He too was taken in by certain pleasing rhetoric. In that case, why don't you just watch over the Fontanians? They were born from the primordial sea, after all. That makes them part of this planet's native life, too. And a form of life that requires your care. He would never admit that he himself had become quite fascinated with the joys and sorrows of humanity. Was it not so, he would argue, that humans find their gaze stolen by the ripples from falling raindrops and puddles? And could it not be, he would explain, that King Nibelung had been wrong, and that the Black Void could only be opposed if all life were to band together as one? Thus did he, in the end, come into his own fate. The skies had left a special, ennobled place for him, one reserved for the overseers and those who could defy the world itself, that of his own reflection. Damn. Of course, he was born in the form of a human, but why, then, is his constellation the image of the great Leviathan? It's honestly a good question, as well as what made him be born as a human, or in a human shape. Well, this leads us to a more mundane explanation for the situation. It's probably fine. One quite separate from grave matters of the world's fate. As the one named Nuviet, he would often be roped by Melusines, especially Sijuin, into a bit of astrology via the Steambird's constellation columns or astrology guides from Sumeru. Would it really do, at that point, to tell them that he didn't have a constellation, or that his own constellation was just Nuviet? Fair enough. Ooh, a Fontanian nursery rhyme. Oh, it's this one. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. No one knows who composed this children's song, or when, but it has organically spread throughout Fontaine all the same. Nuviet has been somewhat perplexed by this. Yeah, it's gotta be really surreal. No matter how much time he has spent with Fontanians, or how much they've been through together, he still cannot quite put a finger on how people view the real him. Or that is to say, the Hydro Dragon. In addition to commanding the power of Hydro, the Hydro Dragon also had mastery over the sea that was the source of life. Before any outside life forms were ever created, all life on this planet traced its origins to the primordial sea. Actually, wait, outside forms of life. Probably referring to, well, people not originally from this world. Which, of course, includes the heavenly principles, and probably humans at this point. Indeed, those placid waters were worthy of the title of birthing waters or amniotic fluid, given by those who came after. The Hydro Dragon could, in turn, be regarded as this planet's original god of life. Nuviet knows all this, of course, just like he knows that all rivers meet again in the great ocean. These birthing waters might not be of any special importance to humans, but for Nuviet, he can differentiate every drop, every minute memory. He still remembers the foreign usurper appointing their own god of life to order the living. He still remembers how the usurper had made her to suppress the original vital force of the land. This sustainer of the heavenly principles. Vital force of this planet. And of course, he also knows how she came to commit the original sin. Having said all of this, Nuviet decided then that whoever had penned that rhyme, as well as the Fontanians who came to believe it, must not have known the Hydro Dragon at all that well. I mean, Nuviet, let's be honest. No one knows you all that well, because you play your cards very close to the chest, or actually not even your cards, you play your personality very close to your chest. Considering that they thought the Hydro Dragon could cry. I mean, I guess we've never seen him cry, but he can get sad. What did they take said dragon for? Some sort of bleeding heart who grieved for humans and the heavens alike? I mean, finally, vision. Nuviet does not need a vision to manipulate the elements. However, there were some things he learned only after regaining his complete form. Do tell. severely wounded in the Great War of Vengeance. Wait. Which one was that? Is that one of the ones we know? The usurper had their functions ruined. Oh no, that's gotta be, This must be their fight with the, or like the dragon sovereigns trying to gain the vengeance, I'm guessing. Severely wounded in the Great War of Vengeance, the usurper had their functions ruined and could no longer use their absolute authority to suppress the original order of this world. Damn. To continue to subdue the control of the resentments and loathing of the world, the usurper and one who came after created the Gnosis together. So it came to be that an order was made to be upheld, and thus did humans come to only possess these 7 remembrances. All fragments of the primordial were driven to devour each other. In other words, they forgot. Hold on. To continue to subdue and control the resentments and loathing of the world, the usurper and one who came after. One who came after. Who was the one who came after, I wonder? I'm not mistaken about the usurper being the heavenly... Or, wait. Was there one between the heavenly principles and the sovereigns? There might have been. Yeah. Apparently, whoever one of them has got to be the heavenly principles. Whichever one, the usurper or the one who came after. Point is, so they made the Gnosis together. That's interesting. So it came to be, yeah. From that day on, whenever a person's wishes reached the heavens, the 7 overseers of the material realm were duty-bound to grant them a gift. The overseers being the Gnosis holding gods, the Archons, I'm assuming. And I'm assuming the gift is a vision. Though they might know nothing of who or what wish had stepped into the threshold of the sacred, the 7 Archons still had to impart a shattered shard of their mastery to that person. Wait, is that what a vision is? A shard of an Archon's mastery of an element? Tiny shard? Wow. Huh. And when one so gifted completed their duty, the gifts the gods would receive in return would be more abundant still. Huh. I wonder what those gifts were. Nuviet obeys no edict from the heavens, but he does acknowledge human will. He too set aside parts of himself. As like unto the dragon treasure hoards of old, awaiting valiant humans to come and claim them. So, are we saying that he gave Farina her vision? Technically. Though I think we're under the impression that this isn't something that Archons consciously do. Like vision, they aren't actively handing out visions to those they want to. All right. He does have some more voiceovers that'd be fun to go through. But maybe we should do him and honestly maybe Farina as well next time, since it's getting a little bit I think this has been probably long enough.